Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday afternoon. I have had the most fantastic week. A lot has happened, including a time change, literally daylight savings time. And I wanted to share just a little bit of what I have been processing. I have been getting some um, just clarity on the things that I am super passionate about. I share a lot on here, but one of the things that I am just realizing that I could talk about for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and I come on here to talk about a lot, is helping women who feel stuck and overwhelmed and even just held back by fear or doubt or discouragement or whatever it is that really just keeps us held back, to really help those women find ways to walk in freedom. I'm very passionate specifically about helping women make money and helping to fix the money problem so that they are really freed up in that sense to go out and serve and do the things that they are deeply passionate about. Because if we're not paying our bills, probably not thinking about those things. At least I wasn't. But today, I just wanted to share some of the vision. I just got back from a conference with our incredible company. Um, I There's not enough time and there aren't enough words to really share and dig into how much I love and respect our founder, the vision, all the things that she has done unseen, all the ways that she has worked so hard to pave this path that have gone unnoticed or unappreciated, or that people just don't know about. They look at her now and think like, oh, she's made it, but like fail to remember like the 10 plus years before this moment, where she and her husband were showing up day after day after day to help create this vehicle, to help create this vision, for what they wanted. And at the time, they didn't know, but like ultimately, what they wanted to do to provide a vehicle to set individuals and families free financially. And also to allow individuals and families to really be developed as people, as leaders, as world changers, to be able to go out and truly make meaningful and massive impact. And I have always been a dreamer. Since I was a little girl, I always had big dreams for what I wanted to do and how I wanted to be remembered and what I wanted to be a part of in this world. And I think that getting to be in vocational ministry was so meaningful because it was literally impacting lives through that vehicle. And my own story and my own faith story of how I even came to, start um, my journey of like knowing who God is and wanting to walk with Him, and just all of that. I There has always been this thing deep inside my heart where I have wanted to make impact, wanted to have a vision and a purpose, beyond, like outside of just me and my life, to be a part of and to help contribute to. And so this has just been such a powerful experience. But it's also been very hard. And I think one of the things, I was talking to our team yesterday. We have a team meeting every Tuesday, and just kind of sharing how sometimes, in order for us to get to really where we want to go and the things that we're really passionate about, it requires that we do lots of unfun things. I kind of came up with this word, unfun. Maybe it's a real word. I don't know. If not, then I claim it. Like Jody created the word. But in order to do lots of unfun things, there is really not another way to move forward and to really create the life that we want to live, to really create the impact that we want to create, unless we're willing to do the really hard work of the daily mundane things. But our founder at this conference, she gave us this quote, and this has just been the theme that has been coming up in my life over and over and over and over and over again. But she said this is like the literal start of the entire conference. I would rather choose the hard of greatness rather than the hard of mediocrity. And when she said that, I wrote it down as quickly as I can because I have super messy handwriting here. And I was like, yes, that is what I want my life to be about. I would much rather choose the heart of greatness and going after the things that are in my heart and the vision that Bobby and I have for our lives and the way that we want to be remembered and known in this world and make impact than the heart of mediocrity. And obviously this looks different for every single person. And there's not, a specific defined like this is mediocre and this is greatness. But I think and especially for the women out there who, if you're a woman listening to this and you have felt that, you felt this ache in your soul, and you're like, I should be content just the way my life is right now, but I don't. I have this unsettledness in my soul, and I have these things that I really want to go after and these things that I want to do. And I think that a lot of times the questions that we ask ourselves are, is it okay to desire more? Is it okay to want that? Is it okay to dream? Is it okay to have visions? Is it okay to really say those things out loud? Or should I just sit back, be a good little girl, and just, say, oh, I'm perfectly content all the time and everything? And I think that there's like this holy discontent that we can experience, especially for those of you, for women. I'm not a man, so I can't speak from the perspective of a man, but I know this because I've talked to so many women over many, 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 many years in lots of different contexts. And even the conversations that we were having around the table last week at our conference, and just listening to the deep desires of these women's hearts, and like, am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to dream that? Am I allowed to hope for that? So, these are the things that I'm going to continue to talk about here. And my hope is that it will give other women permission to dream again. And it will give other women permission to say these things that feel kind of scary to say out loud, but to do that anyway and to go after it. So, but today, this is very vulnerable. I actually wrote a letter to myself, and I'm going to read it here, partly for my own benefit because Facebook pops up these memories every year. And I want to be able to go back and listen to what I have to say today. And I kind of want to be surprised. And in a year from now, it's like my Facebook memory pops up. It's like, oh, yes, that was the letter I read to myself. And it's a little bit of a reflection. It's a little bit of where I'm at currently. And it's also a letter to myself 1 year, 2 year, 5 years from now. So I'm going to read that now. Thanks for joining. This feels very vulnerable. Okay. Jody. Oh, and my dear friend Deb, I'm partly inspired by her too. She always does a time travel Tuesday and speaks to her younger self, and they are always fascinating. They're so good. They're so good. So anyway, I should connect you guys all with my dear friend Deb because she just is incredible. The time travel Tuesdays are absolutely amazing. Okay, so this is my letter to myself that I'm writing to myself today in the hopes that I'll read in the next year, 2 years, 5 years. Okay, Jody. Wow. Look at what's happened. 5 years ago, you felt as if the world was crashing in on you and your family. You were devastated. It felt like you had gotten punched in the gut. You felt as if you had no solutions, no answers. But also, I just want to tell you, I'm really proud of you for not sitting in that and not staying there. Despite having massive health problems, despite having 3 kids, ages 4 and under, despite massive transition in your life and in your vocation and in your identity, you literally picked yourself up literally out of the kitchen chair that you were sobbing in, and you just did the thing. You did it. You found a solution to your family's problems, despite all the odds being against you in that moment. You did it. You paid the bills. You learned new skills. You stepped way out of your comfort zone and did something that you had never even considered before, and that you actually had some judgments about, even though you didn't really know what it was. You did it. You did that. And now look what's happened. that yes that you said 5 years ago, where you just thought, oh, all I need to do is just make, a few $100s a month to keep my family's head above water. Little did you know 5 years ago that yes was going to open up massive, massive doors that you could not have even begun to imagine if someone had told you. You refused to let go of dreams and desires in your heart. You kept pressing into them. You have kept an open mind. You have kept an open heart. And through that, you have been open to possibility after possibility after possibility, which is actually a 7 stream, lots of possibilities. I'm so proud of you for not letting discouragement, for not letting fear, for not letting the opinions of others, for not letting the chaos of life, for not letting criticism, for not letting hard situation after hard situation keep you from continuing to take step after step after step after step forward. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I got to scroll up. Hold on, guys. This is my notes section. These things have kept coming and they've kept getting in your way. It has not been easy these past 5 years. It has especially not been easy the past 2 years. But you have stayed focused, you have stayed open, and you have stayed coachable. And now you realize that you are dreaming dreams bigger than you'd ever let yourself dream before. You're finally giving yourself permission to let yourself go there and to say it out loud. You are open to possibilities that you didn't think existed for you. You have fought through fear and criticism and being misunderstood, and that's okay. That's the human experience. But you have also helped to literally pioneer a path for other women who are open to changing their lives and their circumstances, specifically through the vehicle of purpose-driven entrepreneurship. I'm so proud of you. I hope that in a year or 2 years or 5 years from now, you can look back on these times and know in your heart and before the Lord that you worked and served with the utmost integrity. Don't stop leading. Whenever you're listening to this, Jody, don't stop leading from a place of service. Don't get in your own way. Continue to love other people and care about them and put their needs above your own, even when you're misunderstood, even when it's hard, even when there's conflict. That's okay. Conflict's not bad. You know that. Continue to trust that this path that God has so beautifully laid out for you, for Bobby, for the kids, is good and right, and that He is continuing to reveal, to reveal more clearly who He is to the world through what you're doing and the places where you have influence. So proud of you. Don't stop doing this. Don't stop doing it with integrity. Don't give up on other people. And especially, do not give up on your own dreams and your own visions. They are real and they are not to be ignored. Remember this, always. The heart of greatness is always better than the heart of mediocrity. You get to choose which heart you continue to step into, and you have made an amazing choice. Thank you guys for listening. I hope that this blessed and encouraged some of you. And if you are someone who has found yourself continually in a place of stuckness and unfunness, I would love to talk to you. I would absolutely love to talk to you and just hear more about your story. It doesn't even have anything to do with what I'm doing with my company, but I really have developed this deep passion for helping to walk alongside other women who are in similar situations or who find themselves where I was 5 years ago. I would love to talk to you. So have an amazing Wednesday, and I will be back here tomorrow. Oops. Okay. Well, that's awkward.